Hi there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading. This is Yetta Pearl, and this is your general angel reading for the week of May 30th through June 5th of 2022. So your cards are they're coming out nicely. They're just kind of falling out. So we'll just keep going with this, and within a short time, then we'll have all your cards out and we'll be ready to begin. So, yeah, here it is, the end of May already, and it feels like the year is going just so incredibly fast. I don't know, do you feel the same? It's like pretty soon there will be yet another birthday coming, or another, significant event. It'll be Christmas again, or the end of the year again, and it's like right now they're just kind of coming through with this message and saying, are you happy so far this year with what you have done or accomplished? If you've stayed doing the same thing and you've made progress in how you know how to do that and all the stuff, are you happy with that? Or do you wish that you were experiencing more adventures or doing different things? Or, what is it? Are you content with what you're doing? If not, now is the time to get off your duff and change it. Okay. And so I'm hearing like a huge bombardment of people saying, yeah, but there's this in the way, and there's that in the way, and there's all these reasons, and I can't do that because da 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 da. And the guidance is saying, figure it out. Are you willing to go yet another year without doing what you want? What do you want? Go for it. Figure it out. You can do it. Everything's available to you. Anything you don't have, ask. Okay. All right, let's see what the actual cards say. Yeah, okay. Okay, here we go. There is nothing to worry about. Everything is working out beautifully. You can be at peace. So this is doesn't feel related to that little pre-message that they just gave. This is, it's like kind of general everyday worries, The less that you worry about those ordinary everyday things, the happier you will be, the more at peace you will be, the easier things will become. So let it be easy. The things you're worried about, it's like those are distractions for you. And somehow you're keeping those things knowing full well that really they're not worthy of your regard, like to be worried about, that they're inconsequential, and you know that. That's what I'm being given. Okay. So relax about that, and you can be just at peace about that. It's all good. How do you express yourself? When there's something, a situation, whatever is going on in your life that you need to have an opinion about, that you do have an opinion about, and you need to be expressing that. How do you do it? Or when you have some inner frustrations, how do you express that? So they're just showing me, there's kind of a recommendation in that, number one, don't just keep that stuff bottled up, right? It seems that you have done that in the past. You've kept stuff bottled up. It's not being a good thing for your health and stuff right now. And so there is a technique that they've talked about before, perhaps to you. It's been a while since they brought this through. But go out somewhere into like the countryside where nobody can hear you and nobody can see you. And get out of your vehicle and be in nature, maybe like in the trees if there's a forest nearby or something like that. And let all that inner feeling, all the frustration, all the anger, all the neglect, all the loneliness, everything that you have experienced, and let that just well up. Feel it. You don't have to know from what event that happened or whatever else. You just know that that feeling is within you. And totally feel it. Like, yell and scream and be mad at somebody and shake your fists and cry if that's what you feel like doing. Stomp your feet. Whatever it is, whatever form it wants to come out in, let it. And do that for as long as you possibly can. And let the pressure off. It feels really ugly. It feels really ugly. You feel like your face is all screwed up and like nobody would recognize you if they saw you like that. That's why you're doing this when you're alone. So that part will not hold you back. A lot of times you'll discover that it's yourself that holds you back from expressing those things because you don't want to do it even when you are alone. But do it. Give yourself permission. Because when it's ugly coming out, that means it's ugly when it's in there too. You don't want that in there. So do that. And as often as you need to for the rest of your life, honestly. Because the frustrations and the emotions never stop in your life. And yeah, sometimes they get stuffed down there. So do this often and regularly for the whole rest of your life. Now, for some of you, then that's going to clear the way for this peace. You'll feel a lot lighter. You'll feel a lot more capable, a lot more able to just go on and be happy, right? And to be able to express yourself a little at a time. It's like that clears the obstacles that stopped you from expressing yourself before. It's a beautiful thing, even though it felt ugly. Okay, you can do it. Oh, okay. The next card, which I was ignoring, is physical outlet. It's the same thing. That's what they're talking about. Moving your body in this, this expressive way to clear out the obstacles, I'm feeling a little nauseous while we're talking about this because there's all that stuff in there that needs to get out. Now, sometimes some people think that this means, to go jogging or do Tai Chi or, bicycling or whatever. Have a physical outlet for that, that need to move that you haven't been able to do because you're stuck maybe at a desk job or whatever this case may be, right? It could be the fight, flight, or freeze response that's stuck in there. What I have discovered is that a deliberate outlet like this is not going to get rid of those innermost fight or flight or freeze responses. It's that spewing of the toxins that gets rid of that. And that makes way for the ability to do these things, which are deliberate and beautiful and helpful and building. You have to clear the toxins before you can rebuild the system. This is really important information. Okay. So, there are some tasks, some jobs that are going to need to be done, and somehow you're not going to be able to do them as you usually do. It could be that your workload or whatever has gotten heavier, and so now some of those things that formerly you just took care of, somebody else will have to do them. It's up to you to delegate. Nobody's going to magically pick up those things, whether you're talking about at home or at work or planning the family reunion or whatever the topic is, specifically ask people to do those tasks. This person, this task, can you accomplish that? If no, tell me now. Right? It's going to be up to you, because everybody's just expecting that you will pick that up and do it because you have in the past, or something like along those lines. And so when you are not going to be able to do it, it's up to you to communicate that. Yeah. So you delegate it and make sure everybody's on the same page. Make sure they understand what their task is and when they have to have it done by and what your expectations are. You don't necessarily have to tell them why you're not going to do it. That just came through. You can just let that be your own choice. Okay. All right. Now, okay. Is this about, yeah, okay. Having compassion, Kuan Yin teaches us compassion for self as well as other people, right? And so it's, this feels more like self, but, everybody's circumstance is different. So you kind of decide for yourself, what's going on in your life right now that you've been maybe having less compassion, you've been maybe having some judgment, some frustration, some just right? And part of you is like, well, I shouldn't be feeling like that. Why not? What's wrong with you feeling like that? You can have those feelings. You are allowed to have any feelings that you actually have. That's when you go out into the forest and you yell and scream and get rid of those feelings. And have compassion for yourself that you needed that. Like, that's not a drawback. That's not a bad thing. You're beautiful. You're amazing. You're allowed to be human. You're allowed to take up space and exist and make noise and garner attention. This is for you. Cut yourself some slack. Like have a break from judgment, from judging your own self. Like, you're worth it, man. Every second of your being is on purpose, and the world can't be the same without you in it. The world would be irretrievably different. Would be nowhere near as good. So have some compassion for yourself, and things that you think are faults, they're not faults. Yeah. Okay. All right. So it's time to do something different. Learn something new. Maybe take a course. Maybe be self-taught. Learn how to drive a truck or something. I don't even know where that came from. Learn how to do something different. Something that you've probably wanted to do for a long time, and somehow it didn't work out. Well, this is kind of what we were talking about in the pre-message, that, you've got the resources. Yes, you can do this. Of course you can. Why would you not be able to? It's only you putting the brakes on. And so whatever reasons or excuses you're using to not go do those things, they don't have any form or substance, and you need to just do it. Okay. You'll be so glad you did. That's what they're showing me, that sense of accomplishment. Oh, that is delicious. Love that. Absolutely love that. Okay. So here we have the daily guidance cards, asking for one last bit of wisdom, one last guidance for you for this week. Okay, and it will come out. I'm sure it will. in its own good time. There we go. Okay. Oh, Cupid. Cupid, are you falling in love? Yeah. Yeah, oh, that feels so good. Like that's just a warm, comforting, oh, thank you feeling. That is, oh, that's amazing. I love that feeling for you. Now, for some of you, yes, it's romantic love, as we think Cupid is, right? For some of you, it is just, love in general, and that comfort, that knowledge that you are absolutely loved. Beautiful. Okay, Sagittarius, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you more than you could ever know, and I love you, and I'll see you next time.